Hey everybody, this is Mike Sroka from the Home Experts for You Real Estate team, Keller Williams, and I am here today with Kevin Tierney from More Than a Curve. Kevin and I were talking earlier, and we figured it might be a good idea to put out a little bit of information on what's going on in this crazy real estate market that we're dealing with. I can tell you, over 20 years of doing real estate here in our general area, this is definitely unprecedented times, and we're getting a lot of people that are reaching out to us, right? And they're asking us, what's going on with the market? What should we do? What should we buy? Should we sell? How does this affect me financially? So we figured maybe this would be a good opportunity to engage with our public here and, really address the topics that the buyers and sellers want to know on what's going on in the market, right? We almost come sort of real estate financial advisor, give or take, right? Because there's so many different factors that go into decision-making process on buying and selling a property when you're in times like this that we've never seen before. So, at the end of the day, we have a fortunate opportunity with talking with the top people in the country as far as different markets, what's going on in different parts and different areas and how things are affected financially and long term. So, when people come up to me and they say, Mike, I'm thinking about purchasing a house in today's market, what do I need to consider, right? So there's so many different things that go into it, and I'm sure you guys understand that it's more than just opening up a door and looking at a property and deciding to make an offer. That's the very tip of the iceberg. It's all the things that go on behind the scenes to make sure that you can actually settle on the property, right? To give you an example, I ran some quick numbers just for Colonial School District to give it in perspective. If you take the last 6 months of 2019 versus the first 6 months of 2020, just in Colonial School District, against all price ranges, there's 25% less homes that actually became able to purchase on the market, right? So what does that mean if you're a buyer? Do you have to waive inspections? Do you have to put more money down? Do you have to go to a specific lender? Do you have to waive appraisal contingencies? When do you overpay for a house? How long do you have to hold that house in order to make up the difference for overpaying from an appraised value, right? All these things are extremely important because when you're purchasing a property, and it's one of the biggest financial decisions of someone's life in a lot of instances. So if you're not giving them the right information and something happens, you could in essence really damage their financial situation for a very long time for them and their family. So we take this very seriously. We coach and teach tremendous amount of information to pass on to our clients, right? So, there is certain circumstances where you have to do certain things in order to get a property, because I'm sure if you're in the market, you've seen that if something's priced right and it shows well, you're probably going to have to pay over asking price for it, right? In certain situations. Now, one thing you always want to keep in mind is real estate is hyper-local. What happens in Conshohocken, what happens in Collegeville, what happens in Gladwell, what happens in Bluebell is completely different than what happened in the city or Delaware County or Bucks County. So it's very important that you're focusing on what's going on hyper-local, right? That's one thing. Then you take the flip side, if you're a seller, what can I expect? Can I price it high and negotiate down? Do I price it low and get into a bidding war and have certain things happen? There's a real method to how that works. It's not just throwing it up there and seeing what happens, because there's so many different factors. What's going on in the interest rate, what your time frame is, where you're moving to, how much you owe on the property, can you turn it into an investment property or home sale contingent? Some people won't even accept an offer where the buyer's home sale contingent. Even if their house is on the market, or even if it's under contract, the fact that it's not sold, how do you position yourself to be able to get an offer accepted, right? Tons and tons of things that need to be done, step-by-step process that goes into all these things to make sure that when we sit down with somebody, that they have a good plan in place financially, that they know what to expect, right? Setting expectations and understanding the information and where you got to position yourself is such a key, important point in this market. That's what we specialize in, right? So they're the things that we're able to bring to the table if somebody wanted to just sit down and go over some general options. So Kevin asked me, he's like, listen, why don't we kind of open it up to the people out there, the reviewing public, and say you have some questions, right? General questions about, hey, what's a good time? What are the interest rates? Where should I, those types of things. We want to be a resource for the community. I've been fortunate enough to be doing this for a very long time. We help hundreds of families each year, from buying your first investment property in the city to moving to your mansion, your $4 or $5 million mansion, either in Jersey on the main line. We have experience in all that. So the good news is we can talk intelligently and give good, accurate information, because unfortunately, when you look online, there's certain information that is always maybe not accurate as it should be, right? So how do you take that information and put it down to something where someone can understand to make a good decision? And that's what we specialize in. So long story short, I wanted to put it out there for everybody that's listening and watching the videos. I wouldn't mind talking more in depth about specific subjects if somebody has some questions. So Kevin is actually going to put my information on the video. If you guys have anything that you want to discuss, you can certainly send me an email. You can call me personally. We can set up a time to talk. We can meet in person. Whatever you think would be helpful. But we just want to be a resource to people here in our area, because we have a lot of clients. We're heavily invested in our area. We want to make sure that people are making good financial decisions, whether buying or selling. So if there's anything we can do to be a resource and help you, that's what we're here to do. You can give us a call. 610-520-6543 is actually my direct line. And you can also send an email that goes to me and our staff at info@homeexpertsforyou.com. Looking forward to hearing from everybody. Let's make it fun. And if there's anything we can do to help, let us know. Thanks for watching.